Welcome, guys. Welcome to the podcast here at Australian Internet Advertising. How you going?
Good.
How you going, everyone out there? Hope you're well. Hope business is going well. Hope your Google ads are performing for you, which is what we're here to talk about today. We've got a couple of quick tips for business owners that are either paying agencies, following Google Reps advice, or running their own campaigns. Very, very easy to implement things that you can do to get better results. And with me here, I've got Joe. How are you, Joe?
I'm good.
You all know Joe by now, if you've listened in.
I've been on here once or twice.
Yep. Our resident Pommy.
Yes.
Foundational member.
Foundational member. He's our rock, isn't he? And then we've got Wade. Wade is relatively new to the team, but very new to the podcast.
We couldn't be doing this without him.
Couldn't be doing this without him.
Call me the glue.
Wade's the glue.
The
We've got the
linchpin.
rock and the glue. Fantastic.
What does that make you?
I don't know.
Paper.
The paper.
Oh,
The
rock, scissors, paper.
Yeah. All right. Google Ads. A couple of points we're going to cover here today, guys. We're going to shoot through them and give you these red hot tips that you can go away and use straight away. The topics we're going to cover are relevancy and user intent, ad copy, conversion tracking, landing pages with a bit of competitor research mixed in there, and bidding. Does that make sense? What do you reckon?
Yeah, good.
This pretty much covers most of, at least Google search ads, I'd say, which primarily is what most businesses are using Google ads for, despite the fact there's probably a lot of opportunity for them in display, shopping, YouTube, Gmail, and the rest of it.
Behavior-based remarketing.
Behavior-based remarketing, you're a big fan of that,
I
Joe.
love it. It's mad. Big,
Yep.
my big thing.
Yes. Big bear?
Yeah.
What?
Tell me about it.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
I'd like to tack on two more things as well for competitor analysis.
Yep.
When you're running your ads, I'd like to talk about search impression share.
Yep.
And auction insights. Two things that you can get straight from the Google Ads platform right now to have a look at how you're doing with your market.
Auction insights. Cool. All right. We better get going then. There's a few there.
Crack on.
Relevancy and intent. My understanding around this is making sure that, and with the experience that we've got here in running campaigns for people, relevancy is really key, right, with Google Ads.
Yes.
It's even a component of the quality score, I believe, that you're assigned by Google, the Google Ads dashboard, for the keywords that you're using.
Yeah, your score out of 10 quality score?
Yes, which is comprised of, Joe. Oh, got you, put you on the spot.
Back to school.
Back to
Yeah.
uni, yeah.
It's relevancy, expected click-through rate, and your bids, basically, yeah. Relevancy, expected click-through rate, and bids. And those three combined give you your quality score. And quality scores, higher quality scores can mean lower cost per clicks, higher average ad positions, and just an all-round better result from your campaign.
Yeah, you can spread your net much further.
It's not actually bids, it's landing page experience.
Landing page experience.
Yeah, relevancy.
Your relevancy.
Yeah. So, but you've got the three components. If you hover over, it shows you relevancy. You can get below average, average, or above average, expected click-through rate, and landing page experience. So on that, Joe, have you got anything to add in regards to relevancy that you've found with campaigns that you've run in the past? Why do you think relevancy is important?
I think it's important because if you have a message through your ad that is not represented on that landing page experience,
Yes.
then you do not have a relevant journey for your customer.
Right.
So relevance is very important. Consistency, congruency.
Yes.
That when your ad is talking about a specific offer or message or service, your landing page experience has to back up that message. It has to have not identical, but very close to the same information.
I think there's even a lot of talk out there, and a lot of kind of rule of thumbs that people have talked about with the calls to action. They have to match, right? You can't have someone say book now in the Google ad and then call now on the landing page, right?
Yeah, right.
Or book an appointment now. But then when you get to the landing page, it's like book a free quote now. Language has to be consistent, I think, throughout.
Makes sense.
Yeah, definitely, right?
But
I think
to be absurd about it, you can't be an Avis, right? A car hire business and have an ad that talks about buying a
plumbing tool.
Yeah. Super not relevant.
Super not relevant.
1 out of 10.
Yeah, penalised. Your ads are rarely ever going to show.
Yep.
When they do, if you get a click, it's going to cost you a bomb.
And those are things that your Google Ads platform, again, within ads, it will tell that. It will tell you that as an advertiser. It will tell you that this ad rarely shows due to quality score, due to relevance.
Yes. So I think that's Google's done that intentionally as well. Obviously, they don't want to have people, whether they're willing to pay or not, ruin the experience for their users
Yes.
on their search engine. They need to show the most relevant results. That's what their whole modus operandi is, right?
right,
That's
yeah.
how they get their users on their platform and keep using it.
And keep coming back. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're a
because-
business at the same time. At the same time, and
Yes.
they want to give a good experience for their customers.
That's right.
And they need you to be giving a good experience for your customers.
Yeah.
In that same vein.
So understanding the intent of the user that's searching is crucial as well, so you can show them relevant content, right? We've found this to be true with different types of businesses that offer different types of services. Typically, we were talking about this, Joe, the other day. Typically, smaller businesses or businesses that offer services that have a lower ticket price, like tradies, plumbers, sparkies, people that just come around to your house and help you with some sort of maintenance, lawn mowing, things like that. People generally search for the suburb that they're in.
Yes.
Right?
So this is intent.
Yes.
So when and I very much like to promote with your ads, when you're running ads, you want to target high intent search.
Yes.
You don't want to target somebody who's finding out more information about, what does a plumber do?
Yeah.
How can a plumber help me?
Right.
What is relining?
Man, we learnt this lesson the hard way when we first started this agency. We were number one for internet marketing and Internet Marketing Sydney for like 6 months.
Right.
I don't even think we got one lead from it, right? And then we got to number one for Google Ads agency or Facebook marketing. It was more specific. People don't sit down on Google one day and say, I think I want some internet marketing, right? They know what they want.
Yeah.
It's more specific. So the same rule has been applied successfully across multiple industries and many, many small and medium businesses that we've run ads for. That shows the right user intent. People do search differently based on whether or not they're learning or trying to gain awareness around what solutions there are out there to help them solve their problem. Researching, looking through competitors, reviews, prices, comparing. And then intent is, the bottom of that, they intend on making some sort of a commercial transaction.
So what kind of searches typically look like they're intentful?
Near me, cheap, fast, sort of searches like that tend to mean that they're closer. But usually also if they've gone through that user experience, that buying process, by the time they get to the end of it, they know who they want. Right, they've already kind of decided. So I've seen a lot of campaigns built with tofu, mofu, and bofu structure, which for the listeners out there that may not know that's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel structure.
Tasty.
Yeah. It's agadeshi tasty.
I got a bofu bowl at the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Did it have tofu in the bofu?
No,
Okay, well, would have been cool if it did.
it's chicken.
I'm
There's
going
a
to
gap in the market there.
Yeah, I'm going to be asking for tofu bofu next time I hit the restaurants, maybe.
So what's top of funnel?
Top of funnel is awareness of your solution, right? So if you've got something that's differentiated and not necessarily commoditized, that means that you need to make people aware of your solution. It's not something that's already regularly searched on Google. That's when you need YouTube, display, Gmail, any type of kind of banner ad style ads where you can get out in front of people's faces. Tofu for, let's say, a weight loss product, might be something along the lines of how do I lose weight, diets, diets that work, whatever it might be. I'm too fat.
Help me.
Help me.
Am I too fat?
Yes, that's right. Things
Yes.
like this. So they're
That's usually the
they're kind of indicative of the beginning of the process, right? Of someone who might be potentially a customer
Yes.
for this weight loss product down the track. Then you've got middle of funnel, which is sometimes a little bit more specifically related. So if it's a weight loss shake, then it might be like weight loss shakes, good weight loss shakes, cheap best weight loss shakes, weight loss shakes, weight loss shakes comparisons, you know what I mean, or reviews and things like that. And then the bottom of the funnel is usually also inclusive of the brand terms. So you would hope that by that stage they'd have heard about the brand, and then you want to be promoting your brand name to make sure you come up if anyone searches for.
Or, so now you're not promoting a particular brand, but you have a range of weight loss shakes on your website.
Yes.
It's a range of brands that you can promote.
Yes.
And this starts to be where you can really target people with high intent
Yes.
searches.
Yeah, and they're the types of ads that you're obviously putting in your offer, like your specials, your discounts, your bundles, guarantees, refunds. You want to try to reverse risk, reduce risk at that stage. And again, back to the first point, keeping it relevant, making sure that it's very, very clear to someone in a very short period of time with minimal cognitive effort, they can see what it is that your ad is about, right, and what they're going to get. That's kind of the relevancy as well, I suppose.
Nice.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Joe? You agree?
It's good.
Yeah.
So the next thing to look at here for me, I think, sorry if I'm going off script here, Bill, but is to look at,
How dare.
you have 3 or 4 ads at the top of Google,
Yes.
right? And you're one of them.
Yes.
So how do you make sure that you get the click versus the competition?
The offer. That's the answer. That's what I've found. It's crucial for you to put an offer in your text ad, and not be boring, and use symbols. It's amazing the kind of results that we've been able to get for some of our clients by adding percentages, dollar signs, asterisks, even commas, inverted commas, quotes, reviews. Something that stands out and looks different.
A differentiator.
Yeah, that's right. Because there are a lot of boring ads out there.
Yeah.
If we did a quick search now, maybe you want to do a quick search, Wade.
And who hasn't seen the results page of Google a million times and it's just text?
Right. That's
it's a wall of text.
Yeah, yeah. So if we searched for something like accountant Sydney, right? Let's chuck that up on the screen.
Just the most interesting thing you could think of.
Yeah, yeah.
I was hoping for weight loss shakes. All right. There we go. Accountant Sydney.
Yeah. So have you got tax gain?
Tax gain? Yep.
Yeah. And they've got the tax return from $99. What's in your ad copy?
It's not there, no. Pay
Okay.
minimum tax, remain tax compliant at all times, but it doesn't appear that there is an offer in there in the first ad.
But if you are following us on YouTube or another visual platform here, you can see that you've got a couple of extensions that are in play. So the top ad there has 2 site link extensions. So maximizing that real estate that you are using and utilizing with your Google ads, very important. One of my favorite things, you can see in the second ad here, we've got star ratings. So 5-star rating. So if you've got social proof, if you've got promoters of your brand in your clients, why wouldn't you put that in front of potential clients? Tell people that other people have a good experience with you. And then there's a couple of other things here as well. What are they? Graphic designs, pricing deals. What are they called? The call-out extensions?
Yeah, there's a stack of them.
Like
Site
12 of
link,
them.
price extensions, call-out extensions, any of those extensions that you can get. One of the things that was a bit cheeky that Google did was stopped showing extensions for anyone that was outside of the number 1 ad spot. So you can still get some of your extensions in there. It might be like structured snippets or call-outs, but you're not going to get the big fat price extension, review extension, or any of that massive real estate. So you'll find now if you do a search on a mobile, the number 1 ad spot takes up the whole screen, right? Like if you look at my screen now, you've got tax accountant Sydney with all of the site link extensions just there.
Yeah, wow. Whole screen.
They take up the whole screen.
Nice.
Right? Now, no one is going to click on that without scrolling down and looking at the second and third ad, potentially, right?
Yeah, I'd
a lot of
agree.
people avoid the top ad. They feel like they're going to be more expensive. They have to subsidize their advertising costs somehow because
interesting.
these guys are spending so much. They must be because they're in the number 1 spot. So you can literally double or triple the results that you get from your Google Ads campaign by bidding more competitively and writing better ads and having a better offer. And how do you do that? Well, you search your keywords regularly and look at the offers your competitors are putting up. Click through. I know I shouldn't say this because it will cost people money, but click through on their ads and look at their landing pages from time to time, not every day. Don't be an asshole about it. You know what I mean? And spend all their money.
Where's those click farms?
Well, all that will happen is if they're using click fraud software, which I highly recommend, third-party click fraud software, you'll stop seeing their ads. They'll block your IP address and your device ID, so you won't be able to see their ads anyway after a while. But competitor research is crucial. Looking at your competitors' landing pages and comparing your offers to theirs. It's a marketplace at the end of the day, right? Again, other ways to get a higher click-through rate in your ads: special symbols, dollar signs, percentages, quotation, numbers, anything that stands out from your typical text ad. So to demonstrate, there are just so many boring ads on Google. If you sit down and just quickly type in roofing Sydney, accountant Sydney, lawyers Sydney, or Melbourne or Brisbane, whatever search you want to put in, you'll find that there's a lot of really boring ads.
It's typically 3 or 4 of the same.
Yeah.
3 or 4 people saying the same thing.
That's right, just in different order.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the good news is it means that it's really easy to beat those guys, right? You can get a higher click-through rate at a cost per click that's a fraction of what the guys above you are paying with a better ad. So it's definitely worth putting the elbow grease into researching different styles of ads. You know, there's a stack of them you can do. You can do reviews. If he can, I can. You know, you can do fear-based. Stop, wait. Don't do this. Don't hire an accountant until you see this. You know, things like that. That can work really well as well.
I do have a question. How well does fear-based advertising work?
Generally speaking, people are more psychologically. Consumers are more. It outweighs losing $5 outweighs the potential gain of $5. So people are more adverse to losing the same amount of money than they are to potentially gaining the same amount of money. It means that if you're trying to motivate people to take action, you can use fear-based marketing very effectively. It can work well. However, you have to be very careful about how you do that because it can be extremely distasteful and unprofessional if you start bagging out your competitors, right? So you really want to leave your competitors out of it. You really don't want to be talking about other businesses and other, products as if they're really bad. You just want to highlight the benefits of using your product and how that helps them reverse risk. So really what we're talking about is the potential gain of advantage versus the potential pain of risk, of loss.
Of loss.
Yeah, and that's way more important to people. The data's in, the research has been done. People
Your
hate losing
insecurities have been figured out by Google.
Yeah, right.
Now we're going to push the button.
Yeah. Which is, we'll go way off track if I go into the psychology of all of that. But
that's for another time.
Yeah, man. There's no promised land. No matter how much you've got, you're worried about losing it. And the more you've got, the more you worry.
No money, no problems.
Yeah, that's right. But that's off topic. So, yeah, definitely having relevant standout ads that have they're targeting the right intent based on the search queries that you put into the dashboard, and having the right landing pages is crucial to a successful Google Ads campaign. There's no doubt about that. If you're out there and you're driving traffic to the homepage of your website, stop it. You could be getting 2 or 3 times the results from your campaign. Okay, ad copy. We done on that? Relevancy intent. You guys cool with that? You reckon we covered it off? Hopefully there's some useful stuff out there for the business owners.
I think we tick some boxes, yeah?
Yeah, why don't we tick it off, Joe? I'm going to put the big tick down.
What was next on your list, Bill?
He just ticked it.
Oh, but my pen's not
pen's
working.
died.
My pen's died, man. It's a Google pen.
We'll
mentally tick it. All good. What's next?
Ad copy we've kind of covered.
Yeah.
I think we've covered that.
Okay.
We'll tick that off. Conversion tracking.
Oh, okay.
This is a biggie.
Very important.
Mate, so important.
What is the point of spending money on advertising?
Yes. In the digital age.
Yes.
Right.
Where everything, you know how many people hit your website, what your click-through rate is, how many times you're shown in Google organic search, how many times your ads are running.
Yep.
What is the point of all of that?
Yes.
If you don't know exactly how many leads, inquiries, sales you're getting from your spend.
And where they came from, right? That's right, Joe. I couldn't agree more. Something that we've seen a lot of is business owners that approach us that have either set up their conversion tracking through the help of a Google Ads rep, right? More often than not, they've taken some shortcuts and set up a visit to the Contact Us page as a conversion.
Yes.
Right? How many times have you seen that, Joe? It just seems to be
well, in the last couple of years as well, analytics has had an automatic smart conversion, which is anybody who spends more than, I think it's 5 minutes on your website.
Yes,
is
right.
That
or scrolls down a certain amount or visits enough pages. Now, it's really, really important that you get this right these days. And I've seen literally accounts have to be rebuilt from scratch, because what people are doing today with bidding is hardly anyone's using manual CPC anymore, right? Because Google's automated bidding systems are advanced and really, really good. If it's done right, you can get amazing results with Google's automated bidding. Targeted cost per acquisition, targeted return on ad spend, maximize conversions, targeted impression share, whatever it might be. There's a stack of them, automated bidding, things that Google brought out. Now, that's an algorithm. That's a machine learning process that pardon me, that uses your conversion data to. We're doing that, are we? We're clearing our throats. Cool. It gave me. I felt comfortable then. Now that everyone else has done it, I can do it too.
It's all about being comfortable.
Yeah. So if you're feeding incorrect conversion data into Google, and you're telling Google that these are conversions, and it's using that data to bid to internet users based on the keywords that you're targeting,
Yes.
it's going to screw your whole account up.
Yes.
And what you'll find is that the actual inquiries that you get will fall off a cliff, right? And you can clone the campaign. You can delete all the data by cloning the campaign, starting again. But in that account is the incorrect conversion information that Google's machine bidding is still using as something that it's learnt from, and the types of people that are converting on your page.
So what should be the conversions?
The conversions should be only people, if you're a service-based business, people that have gotten in touch with you, whether that's a contact form submission or a phone call. That's really the purpose of the campaign. You can set up micro conversions, right? So that might be someone that's downloaded a PDF or booked in a meeting through Calendly or something like that. That's still a contact, so that's a good thing. There's sometimes, people want to avoid using third-party call tracking. And the reason why setting up conversion tracking with the help of a Google rep is a problem is because they'll never recommend third-party call tracking. They'll never recommend third-party anything, right? So but you need it. Otherwise, if you use Google's free number swapper, right, basically what that means is you have a number on your website. That number stays there unless the visitor clicked through from a Google ad. If the visitor clicked through from a Google ad, the number swaps. Right, now when you're paying for a third-party call tracking system, that number swaps to a dedicated number. The calls are recorded, they're fed through a dashboard and registered as a conversion in Google Ads, right? And you get the caller ID when they ring. Free number swapper from Google, there's no caller ID. So if you miss the call, you can't ring them back. The number swaps dynamically. So if they try to call the same number again in 3 months, they're not going to get through to you. They'll get someone else, potentially a competitor. And it's just glitchy. I've got years and years ago when we were using it, clients telling me that they've had someone ring up looking for a removalist in Britain. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. So they're getting their wires crossed. When you've got dedicated third party, it doesn't cost that much. $20 a month per line, 12 cents a minute, thereabouts. It's really, really worth it. Plus you get real call tracking data recorded as conversions in your Google Ads dashboard.
Well, and call recordings as well, right? So if you're the business owner, I mean, I never have the opportunity to listen back to my calls, but
yes,
there would be a massive opportunity for me to improve what I'm doing by listening to what I've said.
Yeah. Or you
said good, said bad.
Or your sales team, your staff members.
Exactly.
Right? You can quality control that.
Yes.
This call may be monitored for
you do have to have the whisper.
purposes.
Yeah.
But it informs both sides of that interaction, right? It informs how well those ads are doing based on the quality of that inquiry, how far along the path that person is in terms of what it is that they're looking for when they call into your business.
Yes.
And how well you are handling that inquiry, right?
Yes.
The ads don't stop at the click.
Yes.
They don't stop when somebody converts on the website.
Yes.
They don't stop when you've had a call with somebody, right?
Yes.
Getting that sale, getting that person over the line is the entire process.
Yep.
And you need to make sure it's as good as it can be.
Totally.
So some looking back and a bit of retrospection on what you've been saying on your calls and how well you took that inquiry and were you listening and present for that call and
yes,
giving all the information that you could, or is there any learnings that can be taken away from it? Give yourself the opportunity to improve your own process as well.
Yeah, man, that's right. Those call recordings are fascinating when I play them back with business owners that are clients of ours and they listen to them. You can just see them learning so much about it's as an objective, outside listener.
Yes,
it's a completely different learning process for you, on the call. So third-party call tracking software, crucial, probably the best one out there at the moment is called WildJar. There's also Avanza.
Avanza.
Yeah, there's a stack of others.
There's a bunch of VoIP solutions you can just plug in. As well.
Super easy to use. So conversion tracking, crucial, not only because you get the right data being fed into the Google Ads dashboard, which means if you're using any of Google's automated bidding solutions, the Google's going to get the right data, and it's going to consistently drive conversions to your business at a better and better price as it learns more, right? Obviously, depending on the market. So not only that, but you're also able to figure out and see within the dashboard which keywords are getting you the most conversions, which ads are getting you the most conversions, which areas you're getting the most conversions from, what gender, parental status, household income you're getting the most conversions from, what times of the day you're getting the most conversions from, what days of the week, So it's hugely important, right? And as an agency, one of the main things that we do is set up watertight conversion tracking so that we can report to you the value that you're getting out of the money that you're spending. Without it, you can't use unit economics to scale the campaign. You can't track or record your return on ad spend. You can't work out how much profit you've made. And a lot of like Google reps or other Google Ads so-called experts will not want to install conversion tracking and take credit for the success of your business otherwise. It's like shining a light on actually the value you're really getting out of Google Ads, right? Which a lot of people don't want to do if they don't believe in their abilities. Right? So definitely important, Joe, I think. What about you, Wade? Do you think it's important? Sound important to you, man?
It has to be.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like if you don't do that, like...
You can't track it.
You may as well just close your eyes and run into a wall head first because it's the same thing.
Totally, man. Totally. So... So conversion tracking is important. It's crucial. We know that. You reckon we can tick that off, guys?
Absolutely.
Just real quick on that. Setting up conversion tracking for form submissions is something that is often easy, sometimes really difficult. Through the use of the Google Tag Manager, if you're any good with computers and you're a business owner out there, you can do it with Google Tag Manager. You can install Google Tag Manager on your website and set up the tags and the triggers. There's a form submission trigger that automatically fires the conversion tag into the Google Ads dashboard. So if you want to spend a few late nights up in front of your laptop figuring that out, there's a plethora of YouTube tutorials out there. You can do it. It's possible.
You can do it.
You can do it. Conversion tracking ticked off. I can't read that way. What are you showing me? Oh, cool. Thank you. We're 25 minutes in, I'm being told by Wade.
Right.
Next time I'll just say it.
Yeah.
On
just say it, man.
this half-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can see on my thing here it's actually 28 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I wrote that and was waiting for a gap in the conversation.
Thank you. Very professional of you.
Try.
Bidding. We've kind of touched on that, haven't we? Have we?
What would you go into in detail with bidding? You talked about the different types of bidding.
So,
what's the word?
Oh, what? Automated
automated bidding strategies,
So Google's got a range of different automated bidding solutions. You can manually bid yourself if you want as well.
Is it worth it?
Depending on how big your campaign is and your budget and how much time you've got, to be honest. Like, it does need to be updated regularly.
Regularly. Especially with manual cost per click. You do need to be looking at it basically on a daily basis.
Yes.
Maybe not quite, but like every few days.
Yes.
The maximised conversions and the other bidding strategies only work when you have the data set. So if you don't have the conversions we were talking about and they're not set up in the right way, or if they are, but you don't have the volume of conversions, then Google has no information with which to inform its algorithm about what it should be doing with your bidding.
Yep, and you can without any of that data use one of the automated bidding solutions, which is or you can use a number like targeted search impression share or maximize clicks, but it will be off. Your campaign will be off to a very, very slow start. Google will want to learn and bid less than it should, and then bid too much, and it will be all over the place for the first, up to 2 weeks. Really,
so get your data right first.
Totally. Well, you if you've got a brand new campaign, a brand new account, you can't inject conversions that you haven't got. So you do need to spend that 2 weeks learning. You can, if you don't have the time and you're on a reasonably low budget, maximize clicks will do it. or targeted impression share, but you're better off setting the bids yourself. And there's, through the keyword planner, there's different bidding like indications. So it'll show you the top of page bid, front page bid. So my recommendation on that is not to bid too much. You should have a good enough set of ads. Your copy should be good enough to be able to get the click-throughs anyway, even if you're in the second, third or fourth spot, at the top of the page. So if you've got the time, then manual CPC, especially the first 2 weeks. But I also highly recommend at some stage, especially once you've got like 30 or more conversions registered in the account, as long as they're accurate conversions, flicking over to something like maximize conversions or targeted cost per acquisition. If you're selling products, targeted return on ad spend, in smart shopping campaigns, smart shopping's targeted return on ad spend by default, you have to do that, but you don't have to send a percentage. You can just tell it, I want as many conversions as I can get. So yeah, definitely I'd start on manual CPC if you've got the time, otherwise maximize conversions and then flick over to one of Google's more automated targeted conversion bidding solutions.
It's a bit of a strategy there.
Yeah.
Process.
Totally. It's a process, man. That's the thing with Google Ads. The longer it runs for, the more you learn, the more the machine learns, the better the results get, right? Competitor analysis. Joe, hit me up, man. What do you think about this? I know you're big on this. Competitor analysis. Competitor.
Competitor.
Analysis.
Analyses.
Competitor.
Competitor. That sounds like a bullfighter.
Yeah, competition.
I saw this guy the other day, not fighting bulls, but like avoiding them and jumping over them and doing backflips and stuff. It was like athletic bullfighting where the bull
Sounds
doesn't
like a
get hurt.
rodeo clown.
Yeah, basically.
What do they do to get the bullseye pissed off?
To want to charge them.
Yeah.
I think they tie something around its balls. Or
Do they?
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll get me
They
raging
do
around.
agitated in a
I get
cage.
it. Yeah.
That'd piss you off a bit, you reckon?
A little
Joe?
bit. I think so, yeah.
You'd be charging some people.
No way to get it off.
Yeah.
Competitor analysis. Yeah, so, I mean, we have touched on this a bit as well. Look at your competitors, look at your competitors' ads, click on through to the landing page, look at what they're offering, comparison to you. If you're a plumber in Cronulla...
Oh, that rhymed.
Yeah, where's the cipher?
Then have a look for those searches, plumber in Cronulla, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to go a bit further afield and you're like, I really want to branch out into, I don't know, southern Sydney, go and have a look at some, again, local to that area search, right? And have a look and see how many of your competitors are in those spaces and local to you. See what their ads are doing, see what the differences in their ad copy looks like. As you say, click on through to their site, have a look and see what their site looks like and then compare it to your site. Just have a look at what is happening in your market. Super important. A couple bits I've tacked on there though. So you touched on impression share earlier. So what's an impression share?
The share of potential impressions you could have gained based on your targeting versus how many you actually got, usually restricted by budget. So if you're targeting the keyword plumber Sydney, 1,000 people in a day type in plumber Sydney, your total potential impression share is 1,000, right? That's 100%.
Yep.
If you got 1,000 impressions, you'd have 100% impression share.
Yep.
If, let's say, limited by budget, your ad only comes up for 500 of those, then your search impression share is 50%. So I guess that might be a long answer to a simple question.
No, perfect.
Yeah.
And an impression is every time your ad is shown on the results page.
Correct.
Right? So if you, again, as you're running ads, right, Google has this information. It's readily available. You might have to update your columns a little bit, but go look for impression share and find out how much of a percentage of the time your budget for your keywords allows you to be in front of your market. And then the other thing to look at, so if you're getting like a less than 10% impression share, do you need to cut down your keywords? Do you need to increase the amount of spend you've got? Do you need to, focus on what's working and start to cut out the rest of it? Make some informed decisions. Have a look and see what's happening.
Yes.
The other thing to look at as well, auction insights. So this used to be a bit harder to find, but right now it's one of the 4-pack underneath your keywords, right? Auction insights. It's super easy to find in the Google ads. And this very similar thing shows you the percentage of the time that your competitors are bidding on the same keywords that you are. How much of the time they're above you, how much of the time they're below. you can start to infer, it's not like the direct numbers, but you can start to infer how much spend they have on those ads. And, just like any ad, right? If you go and do a search and there's ads there are ads there for a reason. People are making money. Otherwise they wouldn't have those ads.
Well, it's an auction.
It's an auction.
Right. So you never pay more per click than any of your competitors are willing to pay.
If you go and do some searches for something that you're like, oh, I really want to go and sell this thing.
Yes.
But there are no ads.
Yes.
It's because nobody else is doing it.
That's right.
So is that a really good search term? Probably not. For an ad?
Yes.
Maybe.
It might be a low volume search term, or it might be something that with the wrong intent.
But it means that probably your competitors aren't bidding on that keyword.
Bidding on that keyword, that's right. Because it doesn't work.
There's no value there.
Yes.
Right. So the auction insights start to show you where the value is.
Yes.
In terms of keywords and how often your competitors are bidding on those keywords.
Yes.
So, get some informed decisions, get some insights into what is happening.
Yes.
Within your market to do better.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Do better.
Very better. Cool.
Just do better.
A lot of the time we get asked that question, Joe, like, what would happen if I increased my budget? Because when business owners get a campaign that's working, the obvious next step is to increase the budget and grow.
Turn the tap.
Scale the campaign.
Scale it.
So the easiest way to answer that question is by looking at the search impression share.
Yes.
If your search impression share is currently 20%, you can triple your budget, no problems. It's not going to hit the point of diminishing returns anytime soon, right? So on that though, getting from 95 or 90% to 95% search impression share, you will start to hit that point of diminishing returns. No one really, because Google cycles through the ads, no one really ever hits the 100, right? It's always like, even the highest I've seen is 98, 97% search impression share.
Who was that?
Good question, man. Can't remember.
Big spender or niche market?
Big spender. Yeah, there's it's easier to get a higher search impression share for more specific keywords as well, low search volume keywords. So, gutter cleaning St. Leonard's would be a keyword that wouldn't cost you much to come up pretty much virtually all the time. You know what I mean? But then even then, virtually all the time means 98, 95% of the time. It's not 100. Yeah, definitely something though that is a very useful metric. And the auction insights, Joe, you mentioned that too, right? That helps you see who you're coming up against, and the metrics in comparison to them, right? Like position above rate, do they come up above you more often than not? Google Ads has changed a lot over the years. It used to be you used to be able to accelerate your daily budget and be in the number one spot all the time. And Google would tell you what your average ad position was and try to get you to increase your bids based on that. Google's now removed the average ad position, removed accelerated spending,
removed quality score.
Removed quality score. It's still there, but
is it still a 10 out of 10?
No, now it's average, above average, below average for each three metrics.
How vague?
Yeah. They have vagued it out because they one of the reasons what I believe they're trying to do is force people to work less on the nuts and bolts of the campaign. They're trying to say, we'll do the heavy lifting for you. You just work on the strategy and the spending of the money and the improving of your website, your products, your landing page, your messaging, And they've also, in effect, muscled out all of these other third-party machine bidding systems. The third-party machine bidding systems that have been around for decades, like Acquisio, Marin, DoubleClick was actually acquired by Google. There's a stack of them, right? They manage bids for you. And they can still work quite well. We actually use a number of different machine bidding systems, but they were affected when Google removed the average ad position metric from their dashboard. You don't even get to see what average ad position your ad was in anymore.
Yeah, top of the page or absolute top.
Yeah, that's right. You get percentage of absolute top. Right, so that's it now. You don't get you're in position 2.5 for on average out of the 1,000 impressions you got today. So they did that. They're pushing us as an agency constantly to use their auto apply recommendations, which we refuse to do because they ruin campaigns.
They're just very generic, automatically written ads.
Yep.
And
keywords, man. They put keywords in that have nothing to do with what the business does. So they're way off having this as something that any old business owner can just go, I'm a painter in Sydney, run a successful campaign for me. They're trying to get there. and it'd be great if they did. But one thing they're always going to be missing out on is the marketing. I'm a painter in Sydney and I want to run a Google ad, but I don't know how to promote my painting services in the most appealing way. I don't know how to craft an offer with social proof, credibility, calls to action, low cognitive load, risk reversal. I don't know how to put an offer together. I don't know how to use urgency or scarcity or, even style guides, color palettes, heuristic analysis, all this stuff that we do as an agency that helps people market their businesses. No matter how good Google Ads gets at automating the process, they can't do that for business owners, right? What's your unique selling point? What's your proposition to the market? So that's it. I think that we've touched on pretty much every point, guys. Anything else you guys want to say? What are you working on at the moment, Joe? What's your thing? I know you read a lot of books. You reading any at the moment?
Catch 22.
Catch 22?
Yeah.
Cool.
Classic.
Catch 22.
Is it good?
I tried it once before. It was a lot tougher to read. But
Okay.
now it's pretty good. I don't know.
Now that you've become
older.
learned,
You've evolved.
after all the book reading you've been doing.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I know you wanted me to give you a sales book there, but that's not what's happening at the moment.
Okay. Fair
I've just audio booked Never Split the Difference for about the 4th time.
Yeah, how good is that book, man?
Such a good book, yeah.
That guy's like an FBI negotiator, Wade.
He was the lead international kidnapping
you have
negotiator.
Yeah.
All right, well, I've got a book for you. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
Oh, yes.
If you don't know about it and you haven't read it, you're missing out. This
Okay.
is more powerful than any other book I've ever read.
Okay.
So
You're reading
check
it
it out.
now or you've read it before?
I've read it multiple times. I first got given a copy of it when I was a teenager, maybe 14 or 15, by my stepfather, and I read it through, but the seeds were planted, but I didn't have the knowledge of self and the ability to act on that
Yes.
for it to have the power that it can have.
Yeah, cool.
I've read it multiple times since, and it's something I always keep coming back to.
And what are you working on now, Wade? I know you're artistic. You've got poems. You've got.
Are we talking about personal life here?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, sure. There's a sculpture that has been kind of on the back burner for a while, and it is a process. I'm currently individually taping 716 nails before I pour liquid latex over a Perspex backboard.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
It's a very specific number of nails.
Yes.
I know. I counted them the other day because I couldn't believe that there was 700 there.
Okay.
Did it look like less or more?
Yeah, it looks way less.
Yeah,
Was it
right.
a box of 700 and you're like, hang on a minute.
No, I just did the old,
rows of 10 or something.
long length and width times by equals.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I
Basic
went to
math.
school. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
Is that geometry or?
Algebra. I think.
I'll
Let's
tell you what
get
it
out
is,
of here
man. It's
before we
art.
shoot it.
It's art, right?
Yeah, when I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah, a mathematician.
Exactly, or a vocab wizard.
It's good. I struggle to add two numbers together and often to string two words together. What about you, Billy? What are you working on?
Oh man, basically this business. This is my thing at the moment. I'm completely and entirely obsessed with keeping up with the market, and I want to not only keeping up. I want to continue to try to sort of set the trend and lead the way and be the first to jump onto new things. And we've moved office recently, which obviously you both know. We're going through a massive hiring process. We've set up a film studio in here. We've got the green screen. We've got the motion graphics.
Gremlins
expert.
in the dungeon.
Yeah, the gremlins in the dungeon. We've got the videographer. We've got the podcast studio set up with the multicam thing. Again, seriously underestimated what was going to be involved in that.
Yes.
And just working with the team on how we can get better results for our clients. That's something that is a full-time job because of how quickly the digital marketing space changes. At the moment, it's TikTok and UGC ads that we're exploring. Lots of fun. It's actually also, what I love about this business is I get to have fun, right? And help people and make money at the same time. So it's a triple win, and build a great team, a great work environment, and people I love working with. So
Yeah, you said something the other day about on the podcast about having a new massive office.
yes,
And it's not that massive, but
no,
with
compared
all
to what we're used to.
oh yeah,
yeah,
it's much bigger. But compared to with all the new people that are in here,
Yes.
the studio setup, the green screen, the podcast, the meeting room, the
kitchen.
lighting, the kitchen,
air fryer.
the 3 meter
We've
table.
got an air fryer. I've got to put that in there.
We've got a automatic coffee maker.
Literally,
Soul aroma.
soul aroma.
Prima donna.
that we're smashing. It needs
So
to be.
yeah, it needs to be descaled again.
I know. Every
2
week,
times in 2
something
weeks.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly just me and you.
Yeah.
I just keep avoiding the descale because I need more caffeine.
Yeah, I've been pushing that cancel button.
Yeah, what does it even mean? What is it actually doing?
It's not gonna hurt you. It's all right. It's
One
just
thing
scale.
we don't do here at AIA is descale.
Yes.
because
We're
we don't
all-
have whatever descaler is.
Well, we don't even. We're about growth.
Who stocks that? I mean, guys, I'd just like to challenge you all right now to think of a more boring topic we could be talking about than descaling coffee machines, because that's why I don't do it. It's freaking boring.
You know, you're about to go and have to Google
Descale. I've
descaler.
already done it.
Right.
They've got it at the supermarket.
It's right. Yeah, good.
I still don't want to get it. I
So
don't care.
what is it?
It cleans the coffee machine.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
and that's it. We're
That's
done.
enough. Yep. Anyway, the point
Peace
was
out.
larger office.
Yeah.
Much like very deeply experienced crew. Got
Yep.
a really good group of guys going on here, guys and girls.
Highly caffeinated.
Highly
we don't
caffeinated.
descale. We're all about growth.
Look at Wade. He's the new guy. He's the baby of the team, and look at him go. Look at him. Look at all this. Look at his equipment. Look at his, let's get it done.
Just to
My
bring this
God.
back around, guys, really quickly, we've covered with Google Ads relevancy, ad copy, intent, search intent, that is, conversion tracking, landing page, competitors, bidding, competitor analysis, impression share, and auction insights. Hopefully some of the information that we just shared with you guys is going to be useful for you. If you're a business owner, thinking of starting your own Google Ads campaign, got an agency running it for you or following Google's advice, use this information. It should be easy for you to implement, improve the performance that you're getting from your current campaign. If you need any help at all, feel free to reach out to us here, Australian Internet Advertising. Joe would be more than happy to spend some time doing a deep dive into your campaign with you. Okay.
Follow, like, subscribe, click. That's what we're about.
Yeah. Recommend, rave, raving. Be a raving fan if you like.
Be a
I haven't
raver.
seen it. Yeah, raver. Rave about us at raves.
Tell your friends. Go into the business next door and
Yeah.
Tell
Don't
them
let
to
me
Google
stop
us.
you. Hey, I don't mind if you do that.
This doesn't have to be only our little secret.
Peace out. See you guys.
Cheers.
Pulse on Demand by Australian Internet Advertising.